Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeana. If you are new to my channel, just searching in YouTube like I've done many times about infertility stories, IVF journeys, all those kinds of things, welcome. This video, I don't know where this video is going to go. I don't know what kind of direction it's going to go in, but last week on my Instagram, I asked if you guys would like to see like a raw, like confessions of an infertile mom wannabe type video. Sorry, this is Buster, my one fur baby, or like a lifestyles favorite. Lifestyle favorites is already up, so go check that out. But this, it was like 50-50. If my battery dies and you notice the difference, it's because I need to go charge it. I'm very bad at sit down videos. But I've been wanting to just film like my feelings about infertility and IVF and everything that I've gone through. And now that it is, I didn't realize that it was also going to be National Infertility Awareness Week. So perfect time to get this video out there because infertility is lonely. It is hard and it's emotional. I'm going to start crying a minute into this video. But I just feel like I'm in the thick of it. A lot of these people I'm seeing spreading awareness have their happy little families, and I'm not trying to put down like their journey because I know how hard this journey is, and hopefully one day I could say to you, you know, all of this brings me this baby, but I'm still in the thick of my journey. So if you are new and you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'm going to give you a quick background on like our journey. Rob and I started trying to have kids before we were married, engaged, anything. He's 8 years older than I am. I always had a feeling something was going to be wrong, and it doesn't matter to me. Being married, having kids, I knew he was the person, and it just didn't matter to me. So we, after a year, this is going to be like Rewind Reader's Digest. If you want like an in-depth video, I will have it linked down below. A year in, we saw a doctor, unexplained. We did one round of IUI, didn't work obviously, and with insurance reasons and stuff, we just kind of put everything on hold for a while. And because it was unexplained infertility, we thought maybe a miracle would happen. So then fast forward to after we got married, we saw a reproductive endocrinologist again for the second time, different doctor than with the one we saw with our IUI, fully prepared to have to pay out of pocket for this. So we actually met with the doctor right before our honeymoon, went on our honeymoon. We didn't even tell him we were going to Mexico because I don't really believe, I know that Zika is a thing, but I mean, hardly anybody gets Zika anymore. And we were very cautious with bug spray. Nobody got even a bite, so wasn't even concerned. So then that was in January. In May, first round IVF. Shots. When I say full round of IVF, like 4 full rounds, it means like egg retrieval and everything. Like we've done 4 egg retrievals. Yielded in 1 egg because I ovulated early, didn't fertilize, nothing. Panicked because we paid a ton of money for that round. The doctor was just like, we'll do another round. It was our mistake. You ovulated early. They actually gave us like the second round, no cost, besides for like the very expensive infertility medications. So we did another round. They didn't change any of my protocol. I still only had 4 follicles. I didn't respond well to the medication the first time. They didn't change anything. And we got 3 eggs that time. All 3 fertilized. 1 made it to blast. They didn't tell me grading. I didn't see a picture, nothing. They just transferred it. Didn't work. Nothing. So after that, I had like an attack. Now what? We just spent tons of money. Last shot. Day before I found out it worked, I had an interview. Day before I found out it didn't work, I had an interview at the school. Needless to say, I said yes to that job because it had offered benefits. I was like, if something wasn't meant to be, like if I didn't believe in it then, I believe in everything happens for a reason now, because we would have never been able to pay for any more rounds. I don't know what we would have done, but we don't need to get into all that. But anyway, so we did a 3rd round, ovulated again. This doctor upped all my medication. I should have had like 8 follicles. They got 2 eggs, 1 fertilized. It pushed its way through slow. It wasn't like on track. We transferred that embryo, finally saw my very first pregnancy test, positive pregnancy test, to later find out that I will miscarry. We miscarried, I think, at exactly 6 weeks. Was it? It might have been like 6 weeks exactly, or 5 weeks, 5 days. I don't remember. Okay, so then I decided to jump right into another round. I'm not taking any breaks here. I'm like, this has been long enough. I miscarried very early. Everything miscarried on my own. Did another round of IVF, full round egg retrieval. February, got us 11 eggs. It was a roller coaster of finding out what we had at the end, because 4 were mature right off the bat, 2 matured later. All in all, we have 4 frozen embryos, and we'll be transferring some point soon. I know, it's crazy. Like, I want to just explain to you the feelings that I've been feeling over the last 4 years. Like, some people don't realize what this does to you, what it does to your marriage, what it does to your friendships. Luckily for me, Rob is just an amazing husband. Yes, we've had plenty of arguments over this. Like, he is all about, like, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work. And I'm like, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? I've Googled this. Like, what? Even like when we went to the doctor the last time, you know, your WTF appointment, if you're not sure what the appointment, after you've had a failed transfer. And I was just like, was it that time? No, did Rob come with me again? Maybe it was alone. It was after my egg retrieval and we found out what we had. It was right before, what happened? Oh, it was right before, like, I started prepping for my FET, frozen embryo transfer. I was already asking the doctor, if this doesn't work, what would we do next? Because I have not done an ERA scratch yet. If you don't know what that is, they scratch the inside of your uterus to see what you're receptive to. I don't know the details on that. Sometimes they figure out if you need more progesterone. I don't know. I've never done it yet. So she's like, calm down. She's like, let's get through this first and then we'll plan ahead. She's like, you need to calm down. And I do, but I'm a psycho. Luckily, our marriage is strong. We still take a lot of time for ourselves. He doesn't let me over obsess about everything. I feel like it's very easily to over obsess about your infertility journey when you are literally the only person you know in real life that is going through this right now. He has a sister that has gone through IVF. She did it 10 years ago, and she's just not helpful. So it's just a very lonely journey. Every single person I know has gotten pregnant very easily. I have one friend that took her a couple months, but it's just like, this has had a lot more of an impact on my friendships than it has with, like, my marriage. And I know it's so sad. Like, my sister and my best friend got pregnant around the same time, literally like 2 months of each other. And it's like, I couldn't talk to them for a week. Like, I know they understand. Like, my other best friend is pregnant right now. It's very hard for me to connect with her right now through her pregnancy. And I hope she understands. But we should be pregnant together right now if I didn't miscarry. And I know one day later down the line, like, everything will work out. But it's very hard for me to connect with her with this pregnancy. It's very hard for me to listen to her and talk to her about it. And I know that's not fair to her, and I hate myself for it. But thank God she's the only pregnant person I have in my life right now, because, well, I have another friend, but she's far away and I don't really get to see her and we don't really get to talk all that often. So it's totally different, but it's definitely had a harder time with me, and seeing people that have kids and they don't appreciate being a mother. And you guys might not understand that, but I just see so many moms taking for granted, like, their beautiful children, and they don't realize how lucky they are that, like, there's some people out there dying for this, and, like, they're living, like, a life as if, like, they don't have kids, and it just, like, what are you doing? Like, it makes me crazy inside seeing people just be bad parents when some of us are just dying to be parents. Oh, guys, it's just like a roller coaster ride of emotions. After you miscarry, for me at least, I couldn't talk to a single person. Like, Rob and I lived in a bubble for like a few weeks. His mom even asked me once, like, I thought you were like mad at us. And it's like, no, it's like, you don't understand. And it's not anybody's fault that they don't understand. It's like, we've wanted this for so long. I can't even, I've never wanted anything more in my whole life. As a kid, all I wanted to be was a mom. I would sit and watch The Baby Story at like, how old was I? Me and my sister would watch it like when we were homesick. It's like, there's nothing I wanted more than being a mother. Nothing. Like, when I grew up, I was going to be a mom. I was going to have 4 kids. Now I'll be very happy with just one. Just one kid after all of this. I see all these people posting their infertility stories, and all of them have their babies. There's a few that don't yet. I saw somebody was really nice on Instagram today to send me somebody's story that is still in the thick of it. But it's just, I have so many internet friends that I can relate to. I have made so many connections with people who are going through this right now, through Instagram, through Facebook. Like, I'm in a Facebook group right now that are of people that are transferring just around the same time I'm transferring. And it's like, I feel like they're a little family of mine that I might not ever meet them, but they know exactly what I'm going through right now. And nobody in real life knows what I'm going through right now. And it's very hard to talk about this with anybody in real life besides Rob. And I talk to my sister a lot about it, but she still doesn't understand. But my sister is my best friend. I mean, I have other close friends, but my sister is the one person I know will love me no matter what. I mean, I have other friends that do too, but it's different sisters. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to do with this video. I just kind of wanted to give you like my feelings about it all, and how I know I'm usually very positive about this all, but it's very unfair. It sucks. What is like the campaign? And I don't even know what Resolve is doing. Buster! I hate he licks himself and it drives me nuts. Oh, just stop licking yourself, Papa. I forget the campaign I'm seeing on Facebook right now. People are saying like what infertility is to them with their hand. I think it's like hands up for infertility. I forget. But like, I'm trying to think of my words for it, and I was trying to come up with like an Instagram post, and it's every word that you see. Like, sometimes it's exciting when you're getting your eggs retrieved and you see all those follicles on the screen. It can be hopeful, but then in a second it could all crash, and like, you're scared, you're sad, you're devastated, you're heartbroken, you're broke, like you have no money because you spent all of your money on fertility medication and treatments. And it's just, right now, I've been through a lot in my life. I haven't dug deep into my past, but like growing up wise, like childhood, I've been through a lot, and this has got to be the hardest thing I've ever been through. Because it's solely on us. Like, is there something I'm doing wrong? Am I not meant to be a mother? I worry about that all the time. Like, are Rob and I not meant to be parents together? Like, these are just all the fears that nobody talks about. Everybody's just like, if anybody else is talking about this, I'd love to meet that person, because nobody talks about like your scary thoughts. Most people talk about the positive. I'm trying really hard not to be hysterical right now, but it's, you start thinking crazy thoughts. You don't know why this is happening to you. And I know that like once we figure this out, and if it works, we'll be like, it just made us a stronger couple. I don't know, but I worry all the time that what if there's a reason I'm not meant to be a mom, and it scares the crap out of me, because there's nothing I've wanted more in this life. And I know that even if this doesn't work, we'll try again. We have embryos frozen for the first time ever. I have insurance that covers the infertility 100%. And I have 2 more egg retrievals left if we need to do it. And I haven't let myself get negative in a long time. I'm not being negative. I'm just trying to show you guys there's a lot of scariness about all of this. And in order to inspire people, you have to be positive. Nobody wants to hear the bad. And I get that. But there's a lot that goes on that it's really hard to put into words even. Like, it's very hard for me to express because I am a happy, positive person by nature. And after I turn the camera off, I'm gonna go and text Rob, like, I'm feeling great. Like, I'm so excited for our future. Like, I'm very, like, I can get, like, really deep in my emotions, or I know that I could feel better by just thinking of all the good things. My camera's gonna die. I'm gonna charge it for a little bit, and then I have a few questions of yours that I'm gonna answer. While my phone was charging, and I grabbed a little snack. I was thinking, when I have a kid, and they're like being sassy 16-year-olds, or whatever age they're gonna be, a sassy teenager to me, I'm gonna pull up this video and be like, look how bad I wanted you. You aren't going anywhere. I'm totally gonna end up being like that overbearing mom. Like, I've wanted you for so long, you're not going anywhere. I'm gonna be psychotic. That's what I'm gonna be. All right, so I'm gonna first answer some questions that I got on Instagram. I got 4 questions on Instagram. All right, the first one is, would you consider an egg donor or a donor egg? I don't know. I don't, right now, I'm not really open to any kind of adoption. I want a baby that's gonna be mine, and I know that might be selfish and crazy. I don't want anybody hating on me for my thoughts right now, but I don't think so. Right now, I would not consider a donor egg. And I don't know if I would later down the line. One of the women that I work for on the weekends confided in me to tell me that her son was a donor egg. When I was trying to talk to her about all this stuff, she got very pregnant easily with the first one and had a lot of problems getting pregnant with the second one, to find out that she had no more eggs. And I do have I'm on the lower side. My MHA is on the lower side of normal. It's not like low yet, but it's on the lower side of normal for my age. So I don't know if like later on down the line, if like I still don't have children and I'm closer to 40, if I would change my mind. I'm 32 and a half, by the way. That half counts when you're talking about eggs and fertility and such. But right now, I would not consider it. Next question is, did you keep your infertility a secret? I can't admit it to my own family. I did for a while. Rob's family, we didn't tell them anything because we weren't married. I don't know if they would have approved. I know that I've mentioned it to a sister. Now, my family knew that we were trying. All my friends, like, I wasn't very closed about it. For a while, I was very closed off about talking about my infertility struggles and everything, just because I've been very superstitious about talking about it. But now if one person, how are you doing? Oh, by the way, I'm in my 4th round of IVF, like blah, 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 blah. My transfer is this date. I just can't hold it in anymore. So, and I feel like, sorry, I'm playing with my hair. Ever since I got this school job, whenever I mention it, somebody has a story. But they're not going through it right now. They've like gone through it in the past. So I can't really relate to them. Okay, at what point can the doctor establish that it won't work? I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to have kids. I don't know if they can determine that it's not going to work. Like, I guess if you run out of eggs, or if you have like a uterus problem, or if your husband has like severe male infertility, I don't know if like they can get to that like exact point, like you're never going to be able to bear children. I don't know. What online communities have you found most helpful? Instagram. I've met some amazing people through posting on Instagram, YouTube. The most helpful community is Facebook. So I joined like an IVF support group, which broke down into like people that are going through something similar. Like, it was broken down into like people transferring at some point during that month that I was transferring, and then like right down to the week. So it's kind of like, Facebook is great. Podcasts have helped me get through this so much. The Infertility Mafia podcast is my all-time favorite. I followed both Sarah and Kayla on their YouTube journeys when they were going through IVF. And then they introduced me to a new podcast that I'm loving, the Big Fat Negative podcast. These girls from England, and when I'm done watching it, I just want to talk like I'm from England, and I have to go wee, and all the things they say is just so funny. So definitely more of like an internet-based community has helped me get through this journey than more of like a personal base. I have looked up like on Resolve, they can tell you like groups that you can go talk to. The last time I looked, there was none like in my immediate area, and I'd still have to travel like an hour. So I'll stick to my internet friends for now. Okay, so then I got a few questions on YouTube. The first question was, have you ever thought about adoption? What are your thoughts? There are wonderful children and babies out there in this country and overseas that need homes. I adopted our daughter after having 3 biological children, and my daughter is pretty awesome. Either way, you will make a wonderful mom, so never give up. Thank you. I'm gonna be in tears again. Right now, I answered this question before. I'm not really not open to it. I just haven't done enough research. I don't see it in my immediate future. It's just not for me right now. We can go over this in a few years and maybe my thoughts will be different, but right now, not for me. Is it hard to be around your niece and nephew? Sometimes, even though you love them. Never. I get so much joy seeing my nephew's face. Stella, for me, being around happy kids makes everything so much better. Next week, I am seeing my kids that I used to watch, and they just light up my life. I couldn't have gone through the first few rounds of this without the kids that I watched last time. It's almost like the little one knew what I was going through. She gave me extra hugs. She gave me extra love notes. She was always drawing. It was just, I love the comfort of little kids and their unconditional love for you. It's amazing, and I could never not love them. Not love them. I could never not be around them. They just make everything so much better. So those are my questions that you guys have asked. I just hope that if you're going through this, you have a support group, you are real with your feelings, because this is hard. Infertility sucks. Failed IVF journeys suck. IVF in general sucks. I hope that everybody out there going through this gets to their right destination, whether that be embryo adoption, egg donation, egg adoption, donor sperm, adoption, foster parents. I watched Maureen on Groceries and Glitter. I forget her channel. I've been watching her for years and watched her struggle with infertility and miscarriage, and my heart just goes out to her. She's just one of my favorite YouTubers, Instagrammers of all time, and she's fostering a beautiful baby boy, and that was part of her journey. Everybody's journey is different. I don't know where mine will end up, but right now we are preparing for another embryo transfer. If this doesn't work, we're doing 2 next time. But I'm just planning up to then. I feel like having a plan has definitely helps me get through. After our miscarriage, I posted in one of the Facebook groups I'm in that we're jumping right in, and somebody asked me maybe you need a little bit of time, and I was like, no. Waiting around with no plan would drive me nuts. Yes, there was time in between, but I needed to have that plan. I needed to jump right in, to keep myself busy, to have a date on the calendar of what's gonna happen. It's just what works for me. That might not work for everybody. Some people take 6 months off from all kinds of treatment and fill their time with other things. But for me, having a plan and keeping going is what works for me. Sorry if in different clips, I'm in different positions. My camera died 4 times filming this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're going through this, my heart goes out to you. Send me a message, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM there. I'd love to know your story. I'd love to connect with you, because I just love talking to other people about this stuff. I love hearing what point you're at, what worked for you, what your plan is, what you're doing. I just love talking about all of this stuff. So definitely find a way to reach out to me if you're going through the same thing we're going through. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I said that 3 times. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!